Hi Boopsies, I just wanted to make this a quick pick a card reading video for you today. So this is going to be card number 1, card number 2, and card number 3. And before this begins, subscribe, tap the bell, hit all notifications. Just takes a quick second to show your appreciation if you'd like, and to get notified of new content from me every single week. And check my website to book your own services for me, like tarot reading. You can use 10% off code TONY if you're new, and 20% off code TONY2 if you're a returning booker. Helps keep the lights on to enable me to continue producing content for you. Alright, so again, card 1, the bracelet. You can choose 1, 2, or all, whatever you're drawn to the most. Card 2, these glasses, these spectacles. And card 3, this piece of Easter chocolate candy. Card 1, card 2, card 3. I'll give you a moment to choose and decide. And we shall begin. I'm also going to be doing intuitive predictions, so I'm going to write down whatever I'm sensing in my spirit, whatever prophecy comes through for you. So if you pick card 1, the chakra bracelet, let's see what the message is for you. Okay. Knight of Cups, Magician, and La Papesse in reverse. Alright, so this is telling me that something really is bothering you. Something is not settling right with you. Okay, deep down inside in your spirit. Something is, it feels like you're missing someone. For some of you, you're missing an animal. And for some of you, because this guy is adorned with animals on his Knight of Armor. He's the Knight of Armor, the Knight of Cups. And he has a horse and a fishes on his armor, yielding his awareness of someone he misses, and he's hesitant. And it's like, this always reminds me like a guy at a party or whatever, holding a drink in his hand, and he feels alone even though he's surrounded by all these people. So someone making you feel alone even if you're with them, but you're yearning for more. You're yearning for someone else in your heart, okay? You don't feel satisfied right now with not with what you have, because you're adorned with the armor. You're not satisfied with who you're around. And maybe, just maybe, you have too much armor on, right? Like, unless it's Halloween, honey, you shouldn't be having all this armor on your back in a party, right? So maybe you're blocking yourself off from people, okay? And that could be why all of a sudden I'm drawn to this, I believe this is black obsidian on this bracelet. It's like a protection armor, like, you know, removing negativity. And I feel like maybe you're doing that too much, right? There's too much of a good thing. Maybe someone recommended to you those things, but to have too much of those things are no good either, okay? So to open your heart and to be more receptive to others and to maybe communicate more. You're definitely like feeling, at least you're willing to see, right? The only thing about you is willing to see, but you can't even see much of your hand, only the hand that holds the cup, right? So for eyes to see, you must open yourself more and not guard yourself so much, okay? Be willing to be open to people, okay? And receptive to receiving their blessings and communication in return. The Magician, so I do see a great outcome of this. I feel like you've had a lot of the cycles in the past and you continue to do so, but something will happen where you now change, hopefully through this reading. And this infinite symbol here is kind of portraying to me like that you've been through this constantly, and now I'm getting goosebumps. Do you know why? Look, he has fish on his armor. These are two separate tarot decks. What are the odds of that? And look, there's fish right there. So, could be your water sign or surrounded by water signs like a Pisces. Or you've grown. See how the fish are growing? You've grown like smaller into bigger, meaning like you've grown over the years to become this closed off person. And we're all different, and it's very challenging to remove that barrier. Trust me, I can relate. However, it's a matter of putting one foot in front of the other. But even your feet are swallowed by these fish. Notice how the fish are even swallowing the feet. So something is, I don't want to say it's like fishy here, but maybe you knew all along this was the cause and you just didn't know how to manage and take care of this. Honestly, the only way to get out of it is if you're willing to change one step at a time, one foot in front of the other. Your willingness to open up and let down your guard, okay? Because I feel like maybe you have been hurt before, and it's a very sensitive spirit you have, like a water sign, normally sensitive. So, but the magician here is guiding me to tell you and share with you that you will change, okay? You will transform. And look, it's the first card in the deck, the magician, number 1. So you always place yourself first before others. Some of you could even be air sign, water air mix because of the swords here. And of course, if you have armor, you must have a sword to defend yourself, right? So that is what I'm seeing here. And La Papesse in reverse. Let's see here. So this is, oh my gosh, and number 2. 1, then 2. So like the next step, see, this is the second card. So the next step is to gather wisdom. See how she's studying, but maybe you're not willing to learn from others. Maybe sometimes your ego spirit gets in the way and you're not having a willingness to change. You're so stern in your ways. Like she's been sitting in this chair maybe 1,000 years and she's so stern in her ways. She's not willing to change. She's studying from the same book. You gotta maybe allow others to give you a new book to read. Again, not literally, but you know what I'm saying. Like to change your mind, to give you an open heart. Again, she's adorned with some green, but not all of it. Again, she's very adorned, meaning clothed. So, and heavily at that. I mean, girl, I would be sweating in those clothes. So, you know what I'm saying? But you're so used to it that you don't even notice the heat you're building yourself around, that you trapped yourself in for so long. Again, too much. Maybe you having a self-conscious spirit, and that's like the clothing. People with maybe low self-esteem tend to wear even more clothing, wear more, not always, but modest appearance due to the fact that they would not like to reveal their true self, their true colors perhaps. And you are a colorful soul. I do see that here. However, you're not. It's like you have that beauty and that colorness inside of you to share with the world. Look at all these colors on the bracelet. But you're only showing the black obsidian. You need to show more. Okay, people, these are the stuff you have left yet to reveal, but you're only showing this. So people need to see that in you, and then they're going to start drawing in more to you and liking you and all of that stuff. And maybe that's why you closed off, because you thought for so long people don't like you. It's not the case. It's just the reaction of being so blockaded for so many years. I'm going to say it, what's honestly in my heart and spirit, and I know it hurts to hear, but you know what? I gotta tell you how it is, right? I'm not here to lie to you. I'm not, because how are you ever gonna change? How are you ever gonna pick up and learn if I don't be honest with you, right? So same with my bookings on my website. You don't buy just to get fed honey and sugar. Like, you're gonna get it sometimes, of course, but it's to help you, to guide you, to change, maybe to help you change. Not to change you, that's not what I'm about. I believe people are all the same, pretty much, in a way where, like, no one can push change on you. I'm not here to do that, but to at least lead in your spirit, in your heart, maybe something you knew all along that you needed to do, or maybe to bring an awareness about something you didn't even realize before, right? So let's see here. Let's see for card 1. What do I feel in my spirit? Clear my mind and center myself. Give me a moment to do this. Not think about what I have to do next. Just focus on this moment in time. To be led in the name of the Holy Spirit. I see scissors in my head. So I'm going to write that down. Card 1. I'm seeing scissors. So you're cutting people off. It's like you're abruptly ending relationships. Snip, 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 snip. When someone is telling you no, or when someone is telling you rejection, or they don't love you anymore, or we're quick to cut people off when we're so blockaded, right? And that blockade protects us, that shield, that armor. What else am I being led in the name of the Holy Spirit? What else am I being led? Uh-oh. Okay, don't panic. But I saw the word infection in my head, infection. So maybe you're self-infecting, inflicting like harm to yourself by blockading yourself, okay? I actually saw like the armor, and then there was like mold growing on it. Like sometimes we get so, like, you imagine this lady maybe sitting here 1,000 years, la papese. She's sweating under there. Certainly there's some nasty fungus growing under there or something under her clothes, because she hadn't even moved from that position. She hadn't even showered or anything. She just keep reading the same book. So don't laugh, but you know what I'm saying. Like, you're going to get an infection, right? So you're infecting yourself with that by not letting others help you, right? Especially when we tend to be stern in our own ways and stubborn-minded. All right, let's see what else I'm seeing in my spirit. Eyes to see. I did see black circles, kind of like on this this fabric. Oh, you can't see from here. There's like black circles here, and it led me to eyes. And it's like eyes to see, like little black holes. Like, I'm gonna honestly say, you let someone suck you in to their world too deeply, and when they hurt you, it hurts so bad because they led you on, and that's why you are blockading now from others. Someone hurt you so bad one day because they, again, it's like you need to have eyes to see when people are trying to deceive you, when they're trying to pull you in, and then they just push you away and cut you off, and that hurts people so bad. And people, especially this generation, they have a tendency to do that and hurt others so bad, and it's quite a shame. So you need to have eyes to see. So hopefully, may you be blessed with the eyes to see when someone's trying to deceive you. Okay, let's see what else I'm seeing in my spirit. All of a sudden I get the smell of a dentist's office and someone cleaning their teeth. Maybe you need to check up on your teeth. I'm going to write dentist. Maybe you need to go visit the dentist. Get your teeth checked or cleaned or something like that, or just keep an eye on your teeth. Let's see. Something to do with a tent. What does the tents have to do with that? Maybe you're going on an adventure or a camping trip or something. It's always good to have a tent, just in case you need to like leave. The words help and guidance, and I'm seeing some money being handed to someone. So maybe you help and someone, you know, sometimes you really gotta help and guidance, money. You really gotta pay attention to spirit. Sometimes they will lead you to something. You would be amazed, okay? Like if you, in your spirit you're being led to give to someone, do it. I'm telling you, you would be surprised. I've done that time and time again with friends, total strangers. I'm like, here's $40, and they're like, oh my God, I really needed this now because I was late on a bill and I really need to pay this bill. Thank you so much. You never know. If God is calling you to do something, do it, because it always comes back to you. And that may actually end up allowing you to have more eyes to see. Do you know what I'm saying? When you act on that intuition and you're right and you do it again and again, it's like a muscle. You train that psychic eye and it gets better and better, and you have a willingness to see more. So card 1, scissors, blocking people out, infection, don't stay in the same place too long, eyes to see, dentist, tent, however that relates to you. Tent kind of sounds like 10th. Maybe this is the 10th time you're doing this, or maybe this is by the 10th year, the 10th month, you have a willingness to change, help and guidance, money. Okay, so whatever that means to you, whoever, maybe your family needs help and you just know it in your heart. All right, so for card 2, let's move onwards here. Thank you so much, card 1. I hope that resonated with you in some way. Let me know in the comments below. And I look forward to seeing you on my website if you choose. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you guys. All right, so if you chose card number 2, pick a card number 2, the eyeglasses. Let us see what is going on here today. Card number 2, the eyeglasses. So we have the well in reverse, 2 of swords reverse, and roi de denier. Okay, so let's look. You're not giving up. You're not getting what you want in this life yet, but you're not losing hope. You're determined. I see the word in my head, determination. You are determined to go through to the end. You are going to be victorious here, as long as you keep being consistent and proceeding on ahead with faith. Okay, with faith. You are determined to get ahead. This is a very positive message, albeit it's in reverse. This looks to me like you have tricks up your sleeve. Notice she's never showing her feet and her legs. It looks like a croissant bundled or a hair bun. So she's like, I got more tricks in here. You don't know what's concealed under my veil, right? The veil of life. See the veil above your head, clouding your eyes to see. But however, she's adorned with the flowers on her head, and she has the pendulum in her hand to be able to, in her spirit, she may be blinded by the truth from the truth, but she has tools to her utilization, and she is the well after all. She's next to the wishing well, so she will get her dream, right? And her face looks so determined that she knows, and she's even crossing her hands like this, so she knows, like, yes, that wish will come true. She's like, cross your finger, hope to die, so to speak. So she knows, she was determined that no matter what, she's going to continue proceeding on ahead until she gets what she wants, okay? I'll see the number 22 here, so 22, 22, whatever that means to you. Maybe by the year 2022, you're going to get exactly what you're looking for. Okay, that makes sense. Could be like 22 months from now, or 2 and 2 months from now. If you add 2 together, it's 4. That numerology is 4 months. Okay, just keep going, keep determining, keep fighting, keep pushing through. Could be by April 2022. That's the 4th month of 2022. So that makes more sense in my heart, honestly. April 2022. You could be getting what you want. And look again, 2 of swords, something with the 2. So I know that February to April of 2022, I have a feeling you're going to get exactly what you're looking for. Your wish and dream, it will come true. And look, this is quite scarily on point here with my message, because this is in reverse. So it's like the opposite of being blinded. See how they're purposely blinding and self-inflicting with the swords and the blindfold and crossing the legs, right? The legs, something to do with the legs. Maybe your legs need more movement. Maybe you have a lack of mobility there. That could be that you have been closing yourself off. But also here I see that you will unmask the veil again. Unmask the blindfold, unmask the veil to see of what is to come and to see how to get what it is exactly you want, right? To see. This is all about seeing, the vision, the eyes. Okay? All right, so the moon is bared here as well. So I'm just going to say it honestly because we're having like a super flower moon now. So after the moon goes into the fading crescent, you will start to know in your heart what it is that you need to do to get where you need to be. Okay. But this also tells me with the cycle, so that 4 could be 4 more moon cycles. So be patient and be persistent. Okay, write it in here. So this guy is holding on to the pentacle. So your dream does have something to do with money. Okay, it's all about money nowadays, anyways, right? So you may need to have more aside. See, he's like defending. He's guarded. Again, his legs are crossed. What is with your legs crossed? All 3 cards. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. The cards never lie to me. They never have. They never will. Why? And what coincidence in human nature form is with the 3 cards crossing their legs? I mean, that looks so uncomfortable. I could feel the pins and needles in my feet as we speak, just looking at these pictures. I mean, they look like they need a healthy amount of circulation and movement, and they're just not moving. What is it about you that you're so defensive and guarded in your spirit? Maybe you're just being asked by someone for funds and you don't want to give because you're trying to save up for that dream or whatever. What can I say? I mean, I don't see anything in my heart that seems wrong with being defensive. You should guard. You should guard your money. You should protect what's yours. You should protect your valuable assets. You should be on the lookout for your enemies because they're coming if they want to, right? So you're not even quite on sturdy ground. Look how he's like halfway even in his chair. He looks like he's ready to run. He looks like there's literally someone coming after him. Who is this person? Maybe you're on the guard and on the lookout. Maybe you have a lot more anxiety lately than usual because of this, and you're trying to maybe even it's like you're trying to see what has been misleading and deceiving you all along. It feels like you've been lied to this whole time. But look, he grew his beard out waiting in that chair until he's ready to pounce. But he looks frail and weak, so he looks like he needs a croissant or something. Speaking of croissants, so just keep on the lookout, right? Keep on the lookout. What is going on? I don't know what this is. Let me be led by the name of the Spirit. Let me be led to see what is going on with. Pick a card. Number 2. What is going on? All of a sudden I'm getting the word kinetic. Kinetic. Like in your kinesthetic energy, you know when it's time to go. Something like that. I'm all of a sudden also led to brown. The color brown. What does that have to do with you? Card number 2. The color brown. Maybe you're in muddy, dirty waters with someone and your reputation is going to be tainted. That's what I feel, and that's why you're wanting to run. Maybe you have a guilty conscience that needs healing first before you can actually get what you want. So that's why it could take some time to start having an awareness until you clear the muddiness around you. You cannot accomplish a dream without fixing everything else in your life first. It's like, that's funny. I'm seeing kangaroos. So kangaroos have a tendency to jump around from one thing to the next, and sometimes they'll kickbox you. down to the ground. So again, you're on the defensive lookout, but you're carrying something with you. Notice kangaroos have something in their pouch. In other words, the money. So maybe you need to go and run and have a plan to go and run, right? You need to have a plan to go and run. You need to have a plan to go and run, something like that. I'm being led in my spirit. This is something here. You need to have a plan to go and run. You need to have a plan to go and run. You need to have a plan to go and run. I keep wanting to repeat that. I don't know why, but you need to have a plan to go and run. You need to have a plan to go and run. Okay, so whatever it is, you need to do that. And so, just like a kangaroo, they're prepared to put their baby kangaroo in the pouch and go and run and kickbox someone down to the ground if they need to, right? Something like that. Whatever that means to you. Okay, I'm not going to say what I see in my spirit. And there's no way for me to even say it. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Let me see if I could see something else. I'm seeing fires and flames. Fires and flames. Maybe a heated debate. Maybe a very hot summer. Again, that could be linked to the kangaroo. Kangaroos live in the heat and they need to have a plan and prepare to run. So maybe there's going to be some fires around you. So be prepared. Maybe you need to put out some fires at work, metaphorically. So I'm seeing a frying pan, so that tells me like an actual fire, like not just like an actual like hot fire, right? So an actual flame. Also could be telling me that you need to cook healthier foods or start cooking more to save more money. Okay, remember, save the money. Save the money. What else am I seeing in the name of the Holy Spirit? Guide me. I'm seeing blue swirls. Something will come to cool you down. Something will cool down that fire. Just have patience. Follow the guidance. Follow your own heart. If something I say somewhere does not resonate with you at all, just discard it. Again, this is just for some of you. This is a general reading. So thank you so much. Just don't fear. The blue swirls are coming, but that could take some time. You always need to be prepared ahead of time for whatever life has to throw you. But I do see a hot summer. Okay, something like that. Could be at my Australian poopsies. That's why I say kangaroos. Maybe those of you who live in Australia. I do have, it's one of my top viewers. Okay. Thank you so much, card 2. All right, the final card, if you pick card 3, the blue Easter egg chocolate. Let us see in the name of the Spirit what is going on. The world, the hangman, and l'Estoyer in reverse. What is going on? The world. So immediately I feel in my name that you want to go see more of the world, okay? But also you're having the ability to see more into things. Something to do with the herb. This looks to me like rosemary. Maybe that's best for you. I'm drawn to this region, which is telling me something with the urinary system, so that's good to flush out toxins. There's a guy into you, or a girl, depending on who you're into, of course. But someone, nonetheless, is into you. It's a very genderless person, but mostly male, okay, for the majority of you. But they have teeth that bite, so that means, like, they could hurt you. Just be careful. They're very into the passion and the intimacy here, okay? Notice how she's revealed herself. So maybe they want to reveal more about you. But again, they may, they may affect your bodily systems, so just be careful, okay? And the fluids and stuff like that. Maybe you need to drink a lot of water. She looks like a very watery spirit in general. But this person's like a fire sign, so just be careful that fire and water is too... like, it won't work. This relationship won't work because you're going to put out their fire. Like, you're going to dim their shine, and they don't like that, okay? Especially if it's like a... seems like a Leo, okay? Who is this Leo? Or if you are the Leo or the fire sign, then be aware of this watery spirit, because she or he will sometimes they're compatible, but in this case it just won't work out, okay? So I feel like while you are adventurous and discovering new things and exploring new people, you may have a sting, right? So something sting, yeah, down there. So be careful, okay? Flush out with rosemary. Just flush, water, rosemary. Okay, so the Hangman, number 12. 12 tells me the 12 months of the seasons, the cycles of life, day and night. Notice the opposing forces and the opposite ends of this tree of life of the sun and the moon. So I feel like a lot of you will change time zones and quickly. So maybe jet lag, like that literally means to me like you're traveling the world. Okay, all of a sudden I'm led to 21 here in the bottom. So there's 21 and 12. Notice 21 and 12 are reverse numbers. So 1, 2, 2, 1. So something with 21 and 12. There's those two numbers here. Okay, so it's going to feel as if the days are confused. On the 12th of the month, you may think it's the 21st. On the 21st of the month, you may think it's the 12th. Not literally, but you know what I'm saying. Like, you're going to think a Thursday is Wednesday and a Tuesday is Sunday. Like, because you're going to be maybe traveling so much and doing so many new things that your mind will just not even know what day it is. Just be aware of that. And because of that, people will stir confusion in you. You won't know who you were with the night before and then the next day after that. So if something happens to you, just be careful who you're with, because before you know it, you were with 5 people and then you don't know where something came from. Do you know what I'm saying? I think you do. So no shade, but yeah, be careful of doing that, okay? Too much, especially. I know people can get excited, especially they've been locked in the house for the last year and then now they get to go around and explore and stuff. So just be careful of that. Also, I'm seeing you need to be more grounded, as this Hangman is grounded, okay, in the earth. Sometimes it's a little uncomfortable, but sometimes you need to keep to yourself. And you know what I'm saying? And stay at home. Like, you don't always have to go do things. Like, there's this toxic reality of people like, oh yeah, I'm gonna, like, my life is short, I'm gonna go out and live life to the fullest, and then they get hurt and they end up in the ER. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you gotta have a grounded spirit. There's a fine equal balance of everything, just like day and night. So you need to balance your life. You sometimes need to close yourself off. You sometimes need to harmonize yourself with yourself. You don't always gotta be around other people and traveling and doing things and being active and physically fit and always being healthy and on top of your game and on top of things and hanging out with your friends and always having to do, right? So just keep that in the back of your head, because that will clutter your mind more and you're gonna not know what day it is. And before you know it, something happens and it throws you off and now you can't go anywhere because you're not healthy. Do you know what I'm saying? I think you do. So this is 17. Okay, 17. 7 plus 1 is 8. 8. Okay, I have a feeling in my spirit that I should add these numbers up. So 21 is 3, 12 is 3, and 8. 14, 1, 5. So all of them are and make the number 5. That may not make sense to you, but it's just something about numerological numbers that the number 5. So 5 honestly pulls me into my hand. Like, there's 5 fingers per hand. So again, grab one hand at a time. Don't rush to be grabbing everything. Notice how she's grabbing both of these kettles, like, and she's dumping all the water. You're draining yourself energetically when you may be even giving too much of yourself and your time. Okay, the stars. L'Estoyer is the star, but the star, unfortunately, is in reverse. So you're doing the polar opposite of what you should be doing, which is to find healthy balance in your life. Like even spirit, look, the birds and the trees are trying to send you signs. The sun, the stars, right? Even the water, the blades of grass, they're all trying to send you signs, and you're here like, yeah, I'm just going to be irresponsible with my life. So just keep that in the back of your head, okay? And look, she's flashed out all out in the open. She's just flashing out all in the open, like not even caring, like who sees. Like, it's a very, again, no coincidences in tarot. They're both flashed out. They're like, I don't even care. Like, I'm going to live and let live. But there's a consequence and a price to pay for that type of enjoyment. You know what I'm saying? So I think you do. All right, so let's see what I am seeing elsewhere. I know it can be tempting. You have a drink or two and you see someone fine as ever. All right. But sometimes you got to be holy. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so let's see what I'm seeing with card number 3. Again, there's a balance. I'm seeing a mouth, like lips of a mouth wide open, wanting to converse something, and then rings. It's like your mouth is sort of like a ring. Like a ring tends to revolve, right? It's the same circle over and over. You can't change the composition of a ring unless you ignite it under like 1,000 degrees. So, mouth and rings. So what you're speaking, you're maybe speaking the same thing over your life and over yourself, and you're ringing, revolving, kind of like Ring Around the Rosie. That did not end well, right? So they all fell down. So with your mouth, you can crumble your life, your world, with the words you say, and also the words you speak over yourself, over others, about life in general. So be careful not to ring the words you say, right? Okay, so now I'm literally seeing someone swallowing the rings. I know there's a tale about swallowing rings. I think like a emperor or someone who hid their jewelry and their silver out of greed because they were gonna get captured. I think this was like ancient Mongol or something. And they died. So that's kind of like the price you pay for trying to get everything you wanting. That's all I'm going to say. Because you can't swallow silver. I mean, obviously. It's like poison. Okay. I don't know why I'm seeing leaflet. Well, leaflet. What is that? You can look it up on your own time, what leaflet is on Google. However that relates to you, I don't know what leaflet is. Something ancient. Ancient. You could have an ancestor coming through. You could have wisdom beyond your years, but maybe you're not using it wisely during this time and you need to channel your ancient wisdom and divine knowledge. What else am I saying? All of a sudden I'm drawn to orange. I themed everything orange, as you can see. I have the orange candle here. You can't see it. The orange crystal, the orange tablecloth, the orange lights. Some orange on my shirt. I don't know why. I just felt like putting orange. There's even some orange on this bracelet, on this glasses. Orange. That immediately tells me your sacral chakra. And that makes sense because, again, down there, your system, you're flushing your toxins. Sacral. Okay. All of a sudden I see false promises and it leads me back into mouth and rings. So, who are you making false promises to? Again, don't swallow something you can't handle. Don't keep something you can't handle, and don't keep something that you cannot handle the promise of because you're too busy having fun. It seems like you need to get serious and sit down with yourself now. To me, leaflet represents like a piece of paper, but I saw it crumbling. I didn't want to say it at first, but I feel I need to say what I see, so even if it doesn't make sense to me, I'm trying to remove that out of my mind, you see, and send you a message. It looked like a leaf, and then it turned into a piece of paper, and then it crumbled. Maybe you wrote something to someone, and you're like, oh, no, I won't, no, and you disposed of it. Well, maybe they needed to hear what you had to say. Again, use that mouth, but make sure it doesn't ring. Make sure the spiral, the cycle, what you say, doesn't keep hurting other people and repeating as a pattern in others' lives and yourself as well. Because what you say to someone could hurt their feelings. No, they can't stop revolving the words you said. You see what I'm saying? Okay. Thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this YouTube video. I know it's like more serious, but I felt like I needed to get serious with you somehow. It may be a testing and troubling time for a lot of you. So be well, stay safe, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.